Where you want me to share?
Go tell your neighbor. You're listening to the #1
the regular places out there with BCC. The regular places. We ready? We did? Oh, man, y'all don't ever tell me nothing. What's going on Facebook world? We sitting over here talking about.
I didn't know either.
Where do you want us to share the video? As usual, they don't never tell me nothing around here, so we can't share nothing until I first of all make the video public. So the video is now public, and I thank y'all for already sharing. For those who are already currently out there sharing, we are sharing the video. Sharing is caring. As I always say,
depends on what you share.
Yeah, sharing Ty and Cody on purpose is caring. There we go. So be sure to share on your groups, on your pages, on everywhere else, to your friends, to your family. Y'all know how we... Oh, wait. Good evening, good afternoon, good night, and good morning.
Welcome back, family.
Let me tell y'all.
Monday.
I was steady in here chatting like I ain't have a show to do. Because I'm sitting here like, share the video, y'all. So I was talking to our Facebook group and not realizing that, you know, the audio was going and y'all are waiting for me to say good evening, good afternoon, good night, and good morning.
As usual.
Yeah, so welcome back. Welcome back. Ty and Cody on Purpose is here live in the studio on WBNDradio.com.
I was about to say that.
Really?
I was waiting.
I really was.
Really?
I was like, no.
That would have been like that would have been ideal. So
you beat me to it.
As y'all know, each and every Monday from 8 to 9 p.m. we are here live in the studio on WBND with the Ty and Cody on Purpose show. And to my left, as always, sits my wonderful, lovely, beautiful wife, who is actually giddy today. She's actually smiling. Cody. And special guest for those who actually saw on social media today. To my right is a special guest, is Cody's mother-in-law.
Yes, it is.
My mother, Miss Valerie Anderson, who has joined us in studio today.
Welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
Welcome, Mother Valerie, a.k.a.
No,
Najee.
you didn't say that right. Welcome who?
Mother.
You don't say it like
Excuse
that.
me. For my DMV people, that's my mother. Yes,
and
I said mother.
M-U-V-A.
Mother. Yeah, that's my mother. Yes, y'all already know. So that's my mama. So yeah, we got a great show for y'all today. Mr. Entertainment sits in the room with us as always.
What up? What up?
You know, he always has to give us, you know, his commentary, and we love it. We like it.
Thank you.
We are talking about, speaking of, since my mother is actually in the room with us today, we're talking about marrying your parents today.
Whoa.
Marrying your parents.
Whoa. That's a little, you know, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it sounds like you from West Virginia.
You know what? You're wrong for that. No disrespect to our listeners who's in West Virginia.
Or anywhere else in Arkansas.
She knows exactly. For those who don't know, we are live. The number in the studio is 803-692-6370. If you are not following us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, go ahead and join out there at the Ty and Cody on Purpose show, the Ty and Cody on Perp, and the Ty and Cody on Purpose show. Again, are the our social media names and all of those, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of those good places. But we also accept your live calls. We want to see your tweets. We want to see your numbers. We want to see all that good stuff. And we want to hear from you. 803-692-6370 is the number here in the studio. Want to definitely give you another quick number for those who have not done it yet. I give the same number and the same message every week. And it is to join the A Purposeful Life Marriage Text Club, y'all. What are you waiting for? If you have not joined the A Purposeful Life Marriage Text Club by now, you're missing out. Because each and every day, Monday through Friday, we actually send out a brief little small message just to encourage and uplift you and your marriage or your relationship with just a little tidbits here and there. And last week, we actually talked about whether or not we were going to start in A Purposeful Life Marriage Love Dare on the weekends. And it's basically just giving you a little quick dare to do with you and your spouse. You know, hey, go give your spouse a peck on the cheek. Or stop what you're doing right now and go pray with your spouse. Or go smack your spouse on the booty and see how he or she likes it.
Whoa.
You know, just kind of, something to do to, get the juices flowing. Just a quick little love day or something that goes on in your marriage. But throughout the week, we do like to send out, just a little quick tidbit of encouragement and, just something to empower and uplift and encourage you in your marriage journey. My mother, who's again sits right next to me, if for whatever reason the message does not come out, she will text me and go, "Hey, what happened to my message? I look forward to your messages every day."
I do.
So
They're good messages. And it doesn't matter how long you've been married, from one day to 75 years or more. And I'm saying that because my parents have been married 70 years.
yes,
The message still applies.
Wow.
You can still apply it to wherever you are in your marriage or your relationship.
That's good.
So check it out.
somebody pay her for her advertisement fees, just not me. 'Cause
Right?
But yeah. Everybody texts nowadays, I think, except for like my father. I think he might be the only person I know that does not text. My grandparents, they text, but like my father doesn't text. But yeah, they do. Coaching to the number 81680. Again, very simple. You don't even have to be married to do this. It's absolutely free. All you have to do is text the letters AP. You have automatically signed yourself up for the Purposeful Life Marriage Text Club. Again, think about going ahead and doing that Love Dare thing. I want to hear from y'all to see what you all think about doing that Love Dare thing.
I think that's a good idea.
You do?
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna go. I got the stamp of approval from Moms Next Door. So I think we're gonna go ahead and do that starting this week. Got to give a shout out to our Facebook family. We see you tuning in. We see you writing messages. Church Boy is in the building.
Church Boy Deacon, what's good?
Exactly. Miss Joyce Biggs, I see you shouting out Mama Val, Najee next to me. As always, Team Williams is in the building with us as well. If you have not downloaded the WBND radio app, for those who actually just want to listen, you can do that because that's available to you 365, 24/7. All the good inspiration where people are letting their voice be heard on WBNDradio.com. Go ahead and download the app from the Google Play Store or the iTunes Store. I guarantee between the music and the shows and everything that goes on here in WBND and the stuff that they got coming up that is so phenomenal that I can't even share with you right now, I guarantee
It's coming.
You will love it. Go download the app for those who have not done it thus far. As we usually do about this time, we get on with the show. Again, today we are talking about marrying your parents. I guarantee this is a conversation that you do not want to miss, as my mother is in the building with us today. Shout out to Najee. Unfortunately, Babu, Pete Anderson, James Anderson, her husband, didn't make it. I think he wanted to stay home and watch the game. But I don't blame him because as soon as this show is over with, I'm heading to go do the exact same thing. Yes, Orlando Corey is in the building. All right, marriage joke of the week, y'all. We just get going with the marriage joke of the week. So, again, I don't make up these jokes. I know some people look forward to them. Cody does not.
I do.
They've grown
Nah,
on
she
me.
does.
They've grown on me.
So, they're usually controversial. But again, I don't make them up. I just find them funny. And then I share them with y'all. So here we go. Marriage joke of the week. It's kind of long. A loving couple was celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary privately at home with a couple of bottles of champagne. A bit tipsy and feeling very intimate, the husband turns to his wife and asks, "Tell me truthfully, have you ever been unfaithful to me?" "Well," she replied, "since you ask to tell you the truth, I have been unfaithful on 3 occasions." She knows how many exactly.
3 to the number.
Yes. "What? How could you?" "Let me tell you about it," she said. "The first time was back when we were first married. You needed open heart surgery and we didn't have the money. So I went to bed with the surgeon and got him to operate for free."
Got him.
"Gee, that was noble of you. And besides, I guess I should be grateful. But tell me, what about the second time? Do you remember when you wanted that position? When you wanted the position and they were going to pass you over for someone else? Well, I went to bed with the president and the vice president and they gave you the job." "Hell, I think I could have done it on my own. But then again, I guess I should be grateful. And so what about the third time? Do you remember 2 years ago when you wanted to become president of the baseball team and you were missing 53 votes?
You know what?
As I get a stare down from my mother.
And that counts for 3.
That counts for 3 times. Hey, she got the president and the vice president before. That was just, there's 3 right there. And so now she got 53 more.
I don't know if that's a joke.
But do you ever feel like, you know, there's a point in time when you can literally be that comfortable? And I mean, obviously, it was around drinking. They had, you know, they were celebrating their anniversary. And that's a fine time to share with your spouse that you've been unfaithful to them.
Are you asking
The divorce papers the next day.
when's the right time to confess?
Is there a right time to confess?
Absolutely.
Sure.
So when's the right time to confess?
I've always stated you can ask questions all day long. Just be prepared for the response.
And see, that always scares me with Cody. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't scare me to not ask, but it scares me to go, okay, if I don't ask, will you still not tell me? So maybe I should be asking all types of questions just so I know. Because she says,
Hey.
if you ask, just be prepared for the be prepared for the truth.
I'm not gonna lie.
Wow.
Don't do it on the show.
I'm just saying. We want to know. Okay, so when is the right time to tell the truth? When, if for God forbid you've been unfaithful in your marriage, and that we are not advocating that at all.
Yeah.
That's right, Nicole Douglas. She says if you can't handle the truth, don't ask.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, but I think you should be forthcoming anyway, so I shouldn't have to ask.
No, and I'm
I
not
would
saying that I
probably-
would not be forthcoming.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because there are going to be times, yes, I'm going to be forthcoming, but there are going to be times where I may not, think that it's worth.
But in this situation
you'll feel
about
the moment.
unfaithfulness,
You'll feel the moment. Like, you'll know.
Well, yeah, something like that.
And then
Yeah.
the last one is on your deathbed when you take your last breath. Listen,
by the way, before I go, remember that time when? And then she put a plug, be like, you know what, just go.
Make sure you're on your knees first, because you have to ask the Almighty
to
forgive you what He already has done. But
You're
still,
right. You're right. Exactly. That is wild. So again, we're not advocating, infidelity or anything like that.
Not by
we're gonna have to
any
do a show on
means.
that. We're gonna have to do a show on that. But yeah, because I mean, it's always just a curious question. Like, again, all my jokes, sometimes I find them funny and they always have the punchlines, but they do have a deeper meaning and a deeper conversation behind them, because, like, dog, like, okay, yeah, she was doing something noble for her husband, supposedly, but at the same time, she was,
That wasn't noble.
that wasn't noble.
No.
Hey,
the surgeon, come on, man.
he was gonna die.
He may not
He
have.
wouldn't have died.
Y'all don't know that.
God was going to be there. If it wasn't His time, it wasn't.
Put all
That's
your
right.
faith in Jesus.
That's
Listen.
right.
So maybe that should have been his response. Babe, I believe in God. You didn't have to do that for me. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Hot topics. Here we go. We got our national days, y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, my mother actually looks forward to these too. She actually calls me like before the show and goes, "So what's today?" I'm like, "Listen to the show and you'll find out." So our national days. Today is actually a pretty interesting day. It's actually National Loving Day, which is a pretty interesting day. I guess I'm under the assumption this would just be a day of love.
Shouldn't that be every day?
It should
Exactly.
be, but they have to make it a national day. So it's National Loving Day. So love someone, specifically your spouse. Love them, love your children, love everyone else. But take a minute to love, give your spouse some love.
Yeah, and your siblings.
And your siblings, yes, they're not listening. Don't worry. And your siblings, I love my siblings.
Well, I know some adults that need to love their siblings.
I love my siblings, and sometimes she listens, and I give her love all the time. But yeah, so National Loving Day. So love someone, y'all. Love some. Reach out and touch and love someone. Tomorrow is what is today? Today's
the 12th, babe.
12th. So I'm all off. I was getting ready to say tomorrow. The 14th, however, is National Strawberry Shortcake Day. Believe it or not, this week I'm getting ready to rattle off a couple, and most of them have something to do with food. I didn't make these up, as I always say. I don't make these up. I find them and I report them back to y'all just so y'all can know what day it is. And sometimes I usually forget. Like last week was like National Donut Day or something like that. Until somebody said, "Oh, did you get a donut?" And I was like, "Ooh, it is National Donut Day. Let me go get a donut." But yeah, on the 14th is National Strawberry Shortcake Day. Also on the 14th, babe, you'll like this one, is National Lobster Day.
That
sounds
sounds
good,
up,
too.
doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. National Lobster Day.
We need to remember that for Wednesday.
Exactly.
Well, Red Lobster's having a lobster and shrimp sale
And
or
that
something,
may be
or
exactly
fest or
why-
something like
When?
that. I think this week or these coming weeks or
Treat
days.
my sweetie.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
That would be
nice.
nice. That's we have it on record.
Make that date now.
Oh no, we ain't gonna try that.
Make that. He about to cut the camera off and everything. We about to go dead here in a minute. He was like, "Stats going to what? We cut off." Also interesting. I'm gonna go through all the food ones. On the 17th is National Apple Strudel Day. I love apple strudel.
Yes,
Yes,
you
I
do.
But I love apple
They're
strudel.
good.
Apple strudel is pretty good. And then my mother would definitely love this one because this ties into our topic for today as well. National Eat Your Vegetables Day.
Yep.
Yes,
Gotta eat those
that's
vegetables.
Saturday.
That's
So we
Saturday
can
the
load up
17th.
on strawberry shortcake on Wednesday and then make
Get your
up for it
lobster
on
and then
Saturday.
make up for it on Saturday. Yeah.
Well, you can have a good salad with anything. Maybe not the strawberry shortcake, but when you have your lobster, you can have a nice salad to go along with it.
Nice.
I guess if you say so. But on the
Pastor
15th,
Moses, Nicole said you don't need it. Enough key lime.
man,
Stop
you bring
that.
food in here and be eating it in front of our face like, "Oh, did y'all want some?" Somebody brought him some key lime pie one day,
Dude.
and he was like, "Oh, my bad. Did y'all want some?"
We had key lime cake.
Key lime. You know who posts stuff on Facebook all the time, and he needs to come in here and share? Church Boy Deacon.
I know. I'm just waiting on him to walk through the door right now.
Yeah, Church Boy Deacon.
With a Snicker bar cake.
Yes, we know you bake. We know what you do. So go ahead and bring Ty and Cody and Mr. Entertainment and
Yeah,
Stats.
we work after
and Najee
hours.
some. Yeah, exactly. some baked goods,
Cupcakes.
sir. But on the 15th is National Dump the Pump Day. So I had to look up what dump the pump meant,
And that's Thursday.
and that's actually Thursday.
Is that for breastfeeding, Mom?
You know what?
You know,
Just look, dump the pump. All right.
dump the pump.
Put them straight on.
I was about to say something that wasn't Christian.
Ties. It's after 8 o'clock.
Oh, he's at 8 o'clock. But okay, so National Dump the Pump Day actually has to do with the environment. So basically, it's saying dump the gas guzzling vehicles and so forth, and get out there and walk and exercise.
I
So
like
put
that.
the cars and so forth aside for the day and bike to work, walk to work, or take mass transportation. So that way, you're putting less pollutions and carbons in the air. You're dumping the pump.
I could
what-
use the bicycle. I might do that.
Right?
that, and it's getting. I mean, it's pretty nice outside. I mean, it's getting
It
a little.
is.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I walked outside the day I was at work, and I immediately got sleepy.
Hold on now. We got 4 kids, Ty. How do we do that?
Yay!
Now look, we have to do the wagon. with
Everybody back in the day, you used to
the
have a bike
string.
with every. You got, wait, yeah, the wagon, or you used to have a bike with the you ride
The tandem?
Yeah, and it's like 5 of y'all all on one bike and got to kind of pedal in sync together. Good
That's just
family
wrong.
outing. Good family outing.
That's
Go
what's
ahead.
up.
Go ahead and get the double bike. You and Stats can go ahead and.
I used to ride the handlebars.
Seriously,
That used
I
to be
would-
so
that's
much
old
fun.
school. You
Well,
sit-
I
It
wouldn't
certainly
want
is.
to-
like
That's,
this.
that's
I
right.
hope that
That is
there was
fun,
a
or used to be
female
fun.
riding, pedaling. You don't want no riding the handlebars in a dude or behind you. No,
Oh,
Not safe.
You know what?
yeah, it's not safe, Najee. It's not safe. Hey, I'm just saying.
oh my goodness.
And can't forget, on Sunday is National Father's Day.
All right. Yay. We do have fathers who
So babe
deserve
will
that.
finally get
Courageous
his
fathers.
day.
Fathers who make the pledge to lead their families
They get our
and to
day.
be responsible young people.
Absolutely.
Yes,
That's right.
Exactly. I say National Father's Day. It's Father's Day, y'all. We want to give just as much attention, just as much love to the fathers. No offense, because I'll be tired of hearing it. Cody told me to wait until this week to say it. Not the Single Mother's Day.
Yeah.
It is Father's Day.
Men.
This is a good time to watch the movie Courageous again, though.
Yeah,
I saw it not too long ago, and I was really it just brought back to mind the importance of fathers and their
Absolutely.
responsibilities, and not to neglect time with family that you kind of put aside for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Watch the movie Courageous again. I
Nice.
think you'll
I
enjoy
don't know
that.
if I've ever seen
I
it.
haven't
Oh, well,
No.
you have
So
to.
it's by the same.
Is it Denzel?
No,
No.
by the same people who did
War Room.
War Room. No, was it War? Not
Yeah.
War Room, but
Fireproof.
Fireproof, and what's the other
I
one
think
with
it
Kirk
was.
Cameron in it?
He was in Fireproof.
Yeah, but it's another
Yeah.
one. He has
It's
another
another
one.
one?
Yeah. I
Something
can't think
about
of
redemption.
it right now. It's another family style movie.
Gotcha.
Right.
It's another family style movie. But yeah.
You know what I heard though? Is it Black Music Month? Have you heard that?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Remember I
think
announced
so.
that last week. Was you here?
Wow.
No, I'm joking.
I missed that one. I was
But
like,
yeah,
oh,
it is Black Music Month. So we celebrating, we pumping,
That's
Black
real.
music, gospel, hip hop, R&B, soul, all that good stuff all month long. I pump it at 365 all year long. But yeah, we got to give a shout out to to our musicians, those nationally, locally. There's a lot of cities have good music scenes. But if you have not actually seen the movie Courageous, not that I'm getting paid any money for advertising it. Nah,
Right.
just stop shouting out people that we ain't get paid for. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But no, it is actually a good
but
movie.
it's a good movie for fathers, especially.
Yeah, this was fathers and fatherhood. Again, it's another one of them Kirk Cameron movies. After Growing Pains, I guess he decided to start making his own Christian-based, movies and whatnot. And that's actually a very good movie if you haven't seen it. Last year, I think it was for Father's Day, you, Ma, sent me a courageous pledge and calendar that actually, and I have it on my desk at home. That mentions in it, every day there's a calendar and you flip through and it, just it's biblically inspired, and the actual the pledge. There's a pledge in the movie that the fathers actually take. About being these type of fathers to their sons, and being upstanding citizens and so forth and so on. And I actually have the pledge at home my mother gave me last year for.
And
I think it
even
was
for
Father's
those
Day.
fathers who have not stepped up to the plate, who
It's
don't
not
know
too
where,
late.
that's right. It's never too late to take responsibility for your actions and to help your child do what is needed to be done from that standpoint, from a father's standpoint.
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So first of all, my man Orlando Corey on Facebook, it said it is National Another Necktie Day,
I've never heard of
Another
that.
necktie?
aka Father's Day,
My dude. Stand up.
That
aka
is
Father's
hilarious.
Day. Can we
We
I
can't
ain't
get
gonna lie.
enough.
I think I got one of the best gifts last year that Cody gave me from her and the kids. But other than that,
She raised the bar?
usually, yeah, she raised the bar. She got me tickets to see the Redskins play the
Oh, yeah.
Panthers. We got blown out that game, but it was good. We were fifth row from the field.
Can you at least
Yard
predict the
line.
game so they can win? Like,
Hey, you know what? Don't hate. We were 50-yard line, fifth row from the field.
Nice.
Best tickets. I couldn't wait to redeem those bad boys.
Nice.
She got me the tickets in June, and the game wasn't until like October. I was like, man, but I
Oh, that's
couldn't
painful,
wait to
too.
redeem those bad boys. Yes, so she set the bar for y'all wives out there. Step your gift game up, because why is it? Okay, answer me this. Why is it that restaurants and all of those places are empty on Father's Day?
They're not empty.
What restaurant you go to that's not empty
look at
on
him.
Father's Day?
They empty.
They don't even do Father's Day specials.
Mama, close your ears for a minute. Because y'all be waiting to the bedroom on Father's Day. Like, we gonna get that anyway. Like, give us something else. Like, I'm just saying. Like, I got candles, and look, I like the candles and all, but like,
To her to come to bed in a necktie.
correct. The necktie that you bought for me. Listen, give me something else. Raise the bar. That's all I'm saying.
Raise the bar, ladies. Don't go to Sears. We know Sears got the Craftsman sale for husbands. Don't go to daggone JCPenney's getting the neckties.
You know, every Father's Day they be like, "Oh, you again? Come on." He want the hammer this time?
Or the golf balls. Like, come on. Like,
They already know you coming.
raise the bar and show your husbands and your fathers that you appreciate them for all the. Because I'm not gonna lie, it is a hard job. I'm not knocking mothers at all whatsoever, because I know and I see the two women that I have next to me and the job that they do, and I appreciate and love them wholeheartedly. as Sandy was saying, every day is Father's Day for good fathers, and I appreciate that for the wives. But come on, you know, a husband's job or a father's job is extremely difficult, and I don't think a lot of people, especially women, understand that.
That's
because
true.
we have to deal with
Yeah.
so much when it comes to kids,
I
attitudes of our wives. We got to, you know, deal with the workplace.
Yes,
we got to come
that's-
home
I
and
agree.
you know, we have to be
Thanks,
leaders
Tom. You
and providers and all this other stuff. The one day next to our birthdays and possibly Christmas, can we just get a little bit of loving? That's all.
Well,
That's
you know,
true.
guys usually like to stay home and stay home. They like to grill. They don't want to be out in the lines waiting an hour and a half for a meal at Olive Garden and all
That's
you can
me.
eat salad.
Oh no, I don't like waiting. I don't know how y'all do that on
So
Mother's
that's
Day.
why
I do
guys,
wait.
if you ask a guy, most likely they'll say they prefer to stay home. They don't want to be out. They don't
That's
want to
because
dress
we know, as Orlando just said, at the end of the day, that bill is slid across to daddy.
Correct.
Except for this Sunday. You
No.
won't get the bill this
up.
Sunday.
No.
That bill is usually slid across. When that credit card payment come, I may not get the bill Sunday, but it's gonna come in like 15 days and say this is due by the verse.
There's gonna be a deduction. Listen.
So we paying for our own. I think my brother-in-law Jason said that a couple weeks. We wound up paying for our own gifts anyway. But I mean, it is what it is. All I'm saying is.
But let me ask you this
celebrate as
though:
fathers.
what can they do? I know some
I was
women
gonna
saying,
ask
"Okay,
that.
if
So
you're hard
what
to
do you
please,
want?
what do you
If you're
want?"
hard to please.
How about a couple's massage?
Wait, no. How about his massage?
Individual.
And better yet, why don't you do the massaging?
Okay, that's cool.
You ain't, that's my thing. Okay, because you don't have to have, you know, big pockets to do big things. You, as Mr. Entertainment says, you can come to bed in the necktie and say, babe, I want to give you a massage. Instead of, like you said earlier, you know, the husband or the father is on the grill and this, that, and the third. Why don't you get on the grill?
See, that's make feel like we don't give good massages though.
With the necktie.
But hey, if we say you do, then you do. And sometimes it don't even matter. It just matters what you don't have on.
Charles says, yeah, dads love, you know, to grill, except on Father's Day.
Right, we want the day off.
Hey,
You know?
Moses, ask me what I'm gonna be doing on Father's Day or the day before Father's Day.
Grilling.
Yeah.
Oh, I already know. I saw.
Not on Father's Day.
Not on Father's
It
Day.
needs to be on Saturday.
Also,
Just
too,
the day before.
I do have another suggestion though,
Okay.
women. That way, it don't put too much pressure on you. You can actually start saving up a year in advance because you know it's gonna come every year. I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay, what is it?
You save up every year. You got 12 months to save up for my gift.
Exactly.
So if you got to save $50 a month, $100 a month, come
So
Father's
that
Day.
applies to Mother's
Yeah,
Day.
that way I don't have to
Christmas,
pay.
Right? That's right.
Well, that's already set to the side. That's income tax money.
That's income tax money. Exactly. And last but not least, before we go, y'all, not before we go, but last but not least, it is my daughter's birthday on Friday. So I got to give her, because she has reminded me and everybody else that she has come in contact with, that my birthday is in 4 days. So big shout out to our daughter Sid as she celebrates the big 1-2 coming up
birthday,
on
Sid.
Friday. So
Yay.
yes, we will be doing that on Friday. Y'all, it's about that time. I gotta refocus my mind because y'all have made me cry in here about this whole Father's Day. We are talking about marrying your parents. Don't go anywhere. For those on Facebook, check out this quick commercial for Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching. And for the rest of y'all, while you're here, share the video. Tell your people to tune in to WBNDradio.com. Tell them to tune in to Facebook Live as we are getting ready to talk about marrying your parents. 803-692-6370 is the number here in the studio. We want to hear from you. We'll be right back.
Are you cooking tonight? Yes, if we're not going out tonight now. How was your day?
Fine. How was your day?
Fine.
Do you want to go to a movie?
I'm good.
Does this look like your marriage? Does your marriage feel strained?
Do you feel like your marriage is slipping away? Is your communication not effective?
Reboot your marriage with the Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching, where we're here to help guide and give you the tools you need to make your marriage healthy and successful.
Visit us at aplmcoaching.com.
Or you may contact us via email at coach@aplmcoaching.com or give us a call at 888-466-6104. Live purposefully.
Love purposefully.
Because your marriage matters. Good evening, good afternoon, good night, and good morning.
Welcome back.
We are back. The Ty and Cody on Purpose show is back live on your radio on WBND.com as well as Facebook Live. And as you can see next to me, I always have my lovely wife, but we have a special guest in the video who actually just shared the video. My mother, Najee, as we affectionately call her, Valerie Anderson, grandma, mother-in-love, all that good stuff.
How do you spell Najee?
N-A-J-I.
That's what's up.
Najee, yeah. Mm-hmm. We believe that's the Swahili word for grandmother. And if
That's
it's
right.
not, we gonna believe it to be anything.
You better have a Swahili word for grandma with all them grandkids. You better.
Exactly.
Somebody knew you
How
were
many
gonna be
grandkids
blessed.
you have?
Oh, I don't think
Yeah,
15.
I must say, don't leave him. She said 15.
Too many to count.
I must say, it's a lot of them.
They named you grandma for
Yes.
a reason. They knew you were gonna be blessed.
It's a lot of them out
Yeah,
there.
about 15.
Exactly. She has joined us in the studio today. She's here for the week, and we said we cannot do a Ty and Cody on Purpose show without asking Najee to come join us on air.
Hello, everyone.
Her husband, Pete Anderson James Babu, is he got 50 names too. I think he decided to rest. He had a long drive, and as many know, the game is getting ready to come on in about 30 minutes, and we trying to see what Golden State going to do against the
Are they gonna
Cleveland
win?
Cavaliers. I think they waited to get home to go ahead and win this game.
They ain't gonna lose at home.
So I think he's back kicking with his feet up, listening and watching the game.
Okay.
I don't blame him because as soon as we get out of here, I'm going to go meet the fellas and we're going to watch the game.
Go
too.
Warriors.
Yeah, go Warriors. Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Draymond, all them good fellas.
They're gonna show up tonight. I don't know what
Yes,
happened
they
last
are.
year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They
Yes, sir.
just gave him one. That's all.
Yeah, they, couldn't.
But they could have made history.
They didn't want to
like-
feel bad. They didn't want to
This
feel
is
bad.
true.
They've been
We'll
talking
see.
about, LeBron's supposed to be the greatest. They didn't want him to feel bad.
The
We could-
powers that be. Let me just say this, and I'm gonna keep it moving. How they go to the free throw line 20-something times in the first half? That's
Man.
unheard. That lets you know referees were on their side. I'm just saying.
Man.
The powers that be trying to make LeBron a legend.
Yeah.
2 back-to-back coming from behinds.
Exactly.
Don't do stuff like that, man.
No, don't do that man like that. He's a believer. Don't do that man like that. He got God on his side.
Listen.
So we are talking about marrying your parents today on Ty and Cody on Purpose. Our phone lines are open. They have been open. We want to hear from you. 803-692-6370. Again, we're not literally talking about you going to go do the I do's to your mama and your daddy.
I was hoping you was gonna clarify.
Yeah, we are not talking about that, but we are talking about marrying your parents. So when I say marrying your parents, this is what I meant. And this is pretty interesting. So Cody and I were in the kitchen last night, and we were talking. And Cody does things occasionally, more often than not, that reminds me of the lady sitting over to my right.
That's
And
a
I'm
good
going,
thing.
I'm going, man, did I marry my mother? I'm like, geez, the week. Or she'll text me or say something, and I'm like, did I marry my mother? Like, you're not expecting for, we need to eat more vegetables. Where are your greens on your plate? Did you call the dentist and make your dentist appointment? All these things that my mother would say, I'm like, and literally not like, a mother figure.
Okay.
No, my mother would actually say.
Wow. But isn't that what we want, though? Like, I keep saying that, our kids should marry or, you know, have someone similar to where the parents either raised them or did. So for her to be saying those similar type things must mean that mom did pretty good.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking, you know, that she did anything. I'm just saying certain things you look to your spouse and you go, man, do I really got to hit
just
this?
like my mama.
Right.
I was raised for 18 years and now I got to hit this for like the rest of my life.
But it's all done in love.
Right, and it's for your good. Veggies,
That's
dental
right.
health.
Now, if your parent told you something that was not good, it would be
Right.
a different story. See, but if it's done in love,
Oh, that hurts.
So I posed the question on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter earlier today. How much of your parents do you see in your spouse? Because of that fact, you know. So do you, you know, have you ever sat and said to yourself, man, he remind me of my father, or man, he remind me of my, or she remind me of my mother?
From an annoying standpoint.
No, just in general.
That sounds like, this chick, if she keep on, like...
No, because it can be that way in general. You can actually look and say, you know what? My father was a hardworking man, and so was my husband. Like, geez, I'm
Right.
glad that was, you know, that, you know, they favor each other in that aspect.
Right.
I can
That's
see that.
right.
Or, you know, or my wife is a praying woman, you know.
Right.
My mother, she get down and all to do. So, you know, it's
Right.
like, you know, they favor that way. So when I asked that question, and she's on Facebook, Drita A. Todd responded back on Instagram. Y'all, we are on Instagram, the
Our
Ty and Cody on
sister
Purpose
in
Show.
love.
Our sister in love says none, zero, nada, nothing, and I thank God for that. So she wanted to make sure that apparently her husband, my brother-in-law, ain't got nothing to do with her parents at all, whatsoever. We want to know from you all, does your spouse unintentionally or even intentionally remind you of your
Now,
parents?
I wonder if your sister-in-law vetoed all those traits. Like, yo, you're not coming here with that.
But, okay, so was that question is, Drita, anybody else who wants to answer, is that something that you look for or did not look for in your spouse? You
Prior
wanted to
to.
say, right, you wanted prior to, you said, you know what, I don't want nobody like my father. I don't want anybody like my mother.
But-
And so I'm going to go and look to make sure those are qualities and traits that my spouse does not have.
Typically, what happens though, because our words are powerful, right? What we say we don't want is usually sometimes what we end up getting.
Because God has that funny type of sense of humor sometimes. And he's like, ha, you said you don't want it.
Let me
This
just
is
put
what
this
you
test
get.
out there for you,
This is
buddy.
what you need, so I'm going to give it to you anyhow. So, I mean, yeah, unintentionally or intentionally, because I don't think it's something, well, I can speak for myself. When I decided to make Cody my bride, it wasn't something I intentionally did. I didn't go look to her and go, she has the same qualities as my mother. Because truth be told, no offense, Mom, there are certain things that I was like, I did not want in my spouse that my mother has or did do or whatever the case may be. Because I knew, you know, just you see things that you know, growing up as a child or
What
whatever.
made you Brussels sprouts?
No, she used to make liver, and she's the reason I like veggies now, but she's the reason I didn't like veggies because I was like, really, ugh, you can make veggies like that, and I don't make something else. But they were traits, and not necessarily traits, but they were things that I saw in, you know, my mother's relationship with my father and so forth that I, you know, me personally, I just didn't care for, and it wasn't necessarily she did anything wrong, but I was just like, you know, you should, as a child, you should learn from your parents. You take the good,
that's
leave
true.
the bad.
That's true.
And so, and that's what I always took. I always took the good and left the bad. And then for the rest of it, I looked at Bill Cosby. Well, I don't want to say that. Heathcliff Huxtable and Claire Huxtable was like, I want a relationship like this. But I said, you know, okay, I don't want certain things in my spouse, but there are certain things that I do want. But I didn't go looking to say, okay, now she fits the mold of my mother, or she does not fit the mold of my mother. So I'm curious, does anybody actually ever do that? Like, do you actually go say, you know what, Stats reminds me of my mom? Or, you know, and really, Mom, I want to ask you this question because you married, and there are certain things that I see in your husband that I see from my grandfather, but then there are a lot of things that I don't see. Was that something that, or is that something that you even see?
I don't think so. Other than the responsibility aspect of it. Being a caring person, being one who likes to take charge and and opinionated, but for the good.
Okay, right.
All right. So, but certainly that wasn't anything that I look for.
That you went to look for.
Right.
I think subliminally we're drawn to.
I see that.
Yeah.
We don't even realize
Right.
it until they make a comment or do something that favors our parents. Because
Right.
you're not by yourself. You say a lot of stuff that Sandra Jean Williams, my mom, says too. And I'd be like, wait a minute. My mama would have said that.
Is that coincidence though, you think?
I don't believe necessarily in coincidences. But I will say she pegged Ty the first time she met him. And she said, Nicole.
So there's a grooming process.
And I said, oh no. Not that one.
I
He's
will
just
say
a
this.
nice one.
Psychotherapist Elaine Savage, to your point, Cody, says whether you like it or not, once you start dating, you unconsciously look for someone similar. For example, women who felt abandoned by their fathers are more likely to choose an emotional, unavailable husband. And men raised by supercritical mothers are drawn to wives who usually pick on them. However, it's just not personality. So it's usually not just personality, but they are because that's familiar territory. It's things that you are emotionally familiar with that you're usually drawn to someone who has those same qualities or traits as your parents.
That's interesting, but I also wonder if it's also if we're drawn to that type of personality or that type of person as a challenge.
That's a great point
That's
because
good.
as soon as he read that, go ahead, Mom.
No, I was going to say that is a good point.
As
Finish
soon
your
as
point.
he read that, it made me think about my wife because I was like, you know what? She picks on me, she challenges me, and it's like she really like pushes and drives me. You know what I'm saying? And she won't let me settle. And it's like, you know what? Like, but sometimes it's so hard. I'm like, you know what? Get off my back, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like ease up. Like, geez. You know. But my mom was totally different. My mom, she was like, let us kind of like run around and do whatever. And it's like I had no control. So now for my wife to come and grab me by the, you know, by the man stuff and like, yo, you gonna man up.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
So basically you're saying in your sense, you got the opposite.
The total opposite.
Yeah.
And it hurt a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want that. You know what I'm saying? I ran from it. I was like, you know what? You're not going to tell me what to do.
So again, God has that funny sense of humor. He was like,
Right.
so right. He was
That's
like,
good.
so what you thought what you was getting out of, he was like, let me go ahead and put a little bit of structure in your life.
Correct. And you know what? And here comes the submission process. Are we willing to submit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be equally yoked.
Right.
Especially when they
conflict.
say something that sounds like your parents said. It's like,
you my mama.
right.
You ain't my mama.
But yeah, because people do get in those relationships and they go, I'm not looking for a father. I'm not looking for a mother. I'm looking for a spouse. I'm looking for someone to sit next to me and be my helpmate, not someone to look down on me and tell me what to do all the time.
And that's true, but who cares more about you? So it started with your parents, and then it resonated over to your spouse. When a man leaves his wife, I mean his mom and dad, then he cleaves to his wife. So now you got that whole yoke piece together, and you should hear those traits, and it should be a reminder of mom loved me. When I left the house, God thought enough about me to give me someone else that's going to care for me enough to at least, because it could be total
Make sure
opposite.
you make that dinner.
You know
sandwich.
what? You know what? Go ahead and eat all that fried chicken, clog up them veins so I can go and get that insurance policy. Go ahead and eat all this candy, fat boy. You know, just saying.
You're right.
It could be opposite.
Because there are people who actually, and so this is another aspect that I thought about it. What about physically? Like, have you
Stats
looked
a
at
hater.
Have you looked at your spouse and gone, you know, they kind of remind me of the same physical attributes of my...
My first time around, yeah. My first marriage, yeah.
So was it intentionally?
I was always drawn to his type of stature.
Really?
My dad's type of stature.
So it was the stature of your dad that, you know, he was, you know, tall and
Because it had
whatnot.
that protected, you know, feel to it. I'm my daddy's
Interesting.
princess. Nobody can touch me. Nobody can bother me.
My daughter says the same thing now. She looks like, you know what, dad has the six. I don't have the six packs anymore right now, but you know, But they picked at me for that, and it's like, you know what, Dad's that dude, and they kind of compare me, and other people should be able to step up to that plate, and it's like, oh, no pressure.
Yeah, I mean, cause like, do you like sit there and look at your spouse, or even as a child, did you grow up saying, "I want someone like my dad. I want someone who looks like my mom. My mom is beautiful." Because usually those are the first things of beauty outside of TV and media that we usually see are our parents.
Yeah.
And so you kind of want someone to resemble, in those physical aspects, of your parents.
Well, I grew up in the poster era. See, I'm old, so I grew up.
Not old.
On the wall, but
A little older, yeah. So like like we look at the posters on the wall back then. I think it was the girl.
Don't say Playboy.
No. It is after hours, ain't it? But Miss Halle Berry or whatever. Those posters back then.
Gotcha.
So I was more of a poster boy.
See, in my day, we had Right On magazine. You used to go and take pictures out of TLC, and mine was Janet Jackson back in the day. And I used to hang those up on my wall, and that was who I, thought of beauty. But Janet's still out there. She's single, but I'm married now, so I got.
But she still looks 20. I don't know how she does it.
For her to be 50, she still looks good, but she works out pretty good. She has to go back on tour. But yeah, so the physical aspect, because I'm not gonna lie, I had to look at my wife and look at my mother and go, while my mother's maybe a little bit shorter, there are some same, right? Exactly. Now there's some like, okay, Cody, I can't give it too much away, but Cody has some physical aspects of her and my mother, and I'm like, they have some very similar physical aspects, and it was not intentional at all.
Wow.
It was. Cody's looking at me like, what are you going to say? I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it because I want to go home tonight. I'm not going to say it. But yeah, it's just pretty interesting how people actually go to look at, their spouse and wind up choosing, because in this case, can it actually become a hindrance in your marriage that you're choosing someone unintentionally or intentionally that is like your parents? Example. So, and I'll give a personal example. I had an issue when Cody and I first got married that Cody would go back to her dad for advice because she felt like he was more knowledgeable about certain things or certain situations. And I felt a certain way about it because I'm like, I'm the man in your life now.
Yeah,
so,
that was hard for me.
You should come to me first, and if I don't have an answer, then let's go to dad.
Yeah.
Those type of things. So does it become, and we worked it out, it wasn't like a big issue for long or whatever, but like, does that become an issue where you go, because my dad is so much of this, or because my mom is so much of this, and I do or do not feel that you're there yet, do I go to them all the time, or do I go to you, or do I look for these type of qualities in my mate, so that way I can completely leave dad and leave mom behind?
I guess a twofold. So number one is, for the spouse to cleave back to her dad for that particular advice. To me, it keeps that relationship up, because at some point dad's gonna feel left out. So now it's like, oh wow, I get to fix her car or whatever. So now he still feels important, because at some point, things start changing, because of course she's supposed to lean to you, and then again now it's going to put you in a position to where you're going to feel like you have to be Superman in order to please her, because you know what, I'll take mechanic lessons, I'll take golf lessons, I'll take plumbing lessons, all this just so I could be Superman for my wife.
Yeah.
But as long as you worked it out, I think that's the most important thing. Because there is going to be that issue. But if you find a way to work it out, because there are some relationships that the husband or the wife always feel inferior. And once they have that inferior feeling, then that spreads into other aspects of their relationship.
That's true.
And pulls it down. And it's hard then to get out of that slump. So if you can work it out where each of you are feeling better about yourselves, and each of your parents then realize, well, you know what, it's time for me to let my wife or my son or my daughter or my son stay with their spouse or work it out with their spouse, then everything I think would be okay.
Orlando says something interesting. He says it makes men at times feel inadequate.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I think so, and that's personally that's how I felt.
And I think a woman would too. A woman would too if it was a mother situation.
I agree.
You know,
if
or
a man was always comparing, you don't cook like my mama,
right,
you
right,
know?
right.
You don't clean like my mama,
Right.
But you know what I would like to see more of is where spouses include their parents as unity. Where, for example, if dad was a good mechanic, Pop, show me a little bit about the car or whatever. Now you guys are joined together, and now it brings that in love unity back together.
And that's where the whole in love thing comes from, because you are doing it all together. Y'all, join in the conversation on Facebook. Call in online, 803-692-6370. We are talking about marrying your parents. We want to know, what do you think in regards to with your spouse? Did you happen to find someone who had the same characteristics, same physical features? Even though Orlando says, I can't make, she can't make intimate comparisons with his mom in comparison to his spouse. And I would hope not. I don't make intimate comparisons with my mother. But there are physical features, or that even Mr. Entertainment just said, as he looks at the two of them right next to me now, that he sees there are things that are that are similar about them. But with you and your spouse, did you happen to find someone that happens to remind you of your husband, or happens to remind you of your wife? We want to know from our listening audience. 803-692-6370 is the number. We actually have a caller. Thanks for calling in. Thank you for calling the Ty and Cody on Purpose show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name's Jason Todd, and I'm calling from Mobile, Alabama.
Sorry, 1 second, caller. We are having a quick... There we go. Caller, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Jason Todd, and I'm calling from Mobile, Alabama.
Turn your radio down, Jason.
Turn your radio down, Jason.
Turn your radio down.
Yes, Jason Todd from Mobile, Alabama. How we are talking about marrying your parents. So, Jason, did you happen to marry someone that reminds you of your mama?
A little bit. She loses things like my mom, and she runs over everything with the vehicle.
She runs over
telling mama.
I just have to. Hey, and I just say, hey, you know what? No problem. I love you. Everything is well. It's nothing but a vehicle. I learned that from my dad.
But was it intentional? It's like, so when you got with your wife, was it intentional that you were looking for qualities that were similar to your mother?
No, not at all. Not that she's a bad person,
right?
But no,
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, because it's I think it's unintentional. We do it subconsciously.
Right. Because I think you're just used to seeing, certain things. You're used to something, and that's just what you gravitate to.
Exactly. And so did she ever say to you, and I already know the answer because we read the answer earlier, that you remind her of anybody in her family?
No, I don't remind her of her father. So we'll just, leave it at that. She said, thank God. So I say, hey, thank God.
Yeah, she says, stop it.
Hey.
Yeah, don't read her other comment, because she made another comment there for those who are following us on Facebook. And she made another comment. Yes, Jay, thanks for calling. We appreciate you calling in. Thank you for the comment, sir.
All right, take it easy.
The phone line still open, 803-692-6370
is the number. We want to know, did you happen to see any similar traits to your spouse, when you happen to marry them, or later on down the line? I will say, again, we do unconsciously seek in our partners things that mimic our parents. Some of those actual traits are, like I said, physical traits, similar personalities, some of the roles, because that's another, the roles that, that we play. Sometimes we have strong mothers or strong fathers, and I know, there were certain aspects that I was looking for, or even just some of that same, some people actually do look for that mothering or that fathering.
That reminds me of a situation that I know of, where the the wife unconsciously married someone that she thought had. I mean, she was looking for a father figure. But after so many years of marriage, what came out were the negative features or attributes of the father figure, and now their relationship is really not on good terms because he's more like a father. And she's kind of outgrown or that need for a father figure, and all she hears is the negative part of it. So you really have to kind of be careful about that. And
I also see where some parents can come into the relationship and almost force that spouse to somewhat be like that parent. Hey son, she don't cook like me, she don't do this, she don't do that, and then before you know it, that spouse feels the pressure of trying to fill those shoes as that parent.
Yeah, like I said, you have those people who say, you don't cook like my mama, or my daddy was a very authoritative figure, and you kind of weak, son. I need you to get step up your game. But that could be too much. I think, like you said earlier, that can be very That can be a very pressure-filled situation. That's way too much pressure, to have. Again, so I want to ask Cody. So other than, what aspects do I remind you of your mama? You said I remind you of your mama.
You all say a lot of things exactly the same, or I'll come to you really wanting a biased opinion. And I'll never get that from either one of them, which is good for me.
Yes.
But there's sometimes when I just want to be coddled and, have my way. And my mother's just like, no.
Defend
not at all.
Defend her.
Like what she say earlier, don't come to me asking a question if you don't want the truth. So
you're not supposed to use that on me.
So me and Nana, we gonna give you the truth. Nicole Douglas actually says on Facebook, never wanted anything that mimicked my parents, especially for women/men who have been abused.
Exactly. That's true.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So like you mentioned just a moment ago, Ma, there are those things that where you do look for certain things in your spouse, and it turns into something negative because your spouse, your spouse, but your parent was a father figure who may be that abusive, looking down type person or anything whatsoever. Right. And so again, you can go both ways. You can say I want somebody completely opposite, or I want someone that's exactly like.
Or as you mature or become your own person. A lot of times when you get married, especially if you get married young, you really haven't come into yourself yet.
Yeah, that's true.
And as you come into yourself, you get a job, you increase your education, you mature and
you grow into
and you're right. Then you realize, what, I married this person, but this is really not the person for me. But you stay together, and instead of trying to work together to build something that's positive,
that's so good.
It deteriorates and See, but you hang in there.
Me and Mom on the same page, because it took me and Stats to be able to do that, because at first we wasn't on one accord, and we had to let loose some things to grow into some things, which made room for some things for us to be where we are. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's a never-ending journey, right? Just with being married, because over time, as time goes on, you're gonna continue to grow.
And it's easy to give up. It's easy to say, well, I can't put up with that. Well, there's some things that you may will to sacrifice and say, you know what, I'll trade off this in order to see the potential to gain this.
Right.
Because love and your relationship has a lot of building to do. Right. But a lot of us don't want to let some things go in order to add on.
Right. Yeah.
Sandy makes a good point. She says she needs affection that she got from her parents, now from her husband.
Yeah.
Right?
Now she has to go intentional details on that, though, because watch this. I love it, but for my feedback would be careful, because that's a thin line. Because what Mom did or what Dad did, that was that bond. But now when you have your spouse, let your spouse be your spouse. Your spouse can't be your parent.
That's
like I cannot. That's false expectations. You're gonna set yourself up for failure.
Like every time.
Think how you want to, but that's
so, babe, when Dad comes in this weekend, I'll be sure not to ask him the things I was going to ask him. I'll just redirect them to you.
Yeah, because let me do me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm scared now. I'm scared. I don't even know. I done set myself up. Dang nabbit.
But you know what else too though, because I'm telling you, I'm watching my daughters. I do not want them to put that much pressure on this young man,
Gotcha.
especially if he's only 20 whatever.
But to a certain degree, though.
Come
To a certain
on,
degree,
Ty.
because I want them to have a bar set that he needs to meet. Now I don't want them just because I already told my daughter, I don't want you bringing no little scrub in here who don't speak, who don't know how to take care of himself,
basics,
who don't know how to provide.
It.
So in that aspect, yeah, I want to set the bar for there, but I don't want her to look to him and say, well, my dad used to grill all the time, so I want you to grill, or my dad used to do this all the time, so I want you to do this. No, like you said, I want them to have their own relationship, come into their own,
Absolutely.
and him be able to have that whatever bond that the two of them have together. I don't want her to say, I want you to be exactly like my dad.
And there is something in the back of your mind that goes, this dude, or this, this chick, because they're not. But maybe at some point you'll start seeing it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. We got to look for what we want.
Doris says something true. Parents are your first role models.
Right.
You're always demonstrating the byproducts from being in their environment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's on you.
You gotta, it's again, and that's why I always encourage parents, just in general, to watch what you do. Why? Because you never know. Again, the those who are watching, your kids are watching. They are, the bar is raised. They are setting expectations. I know when Cody and I got married, the pastor that married us, he not only spoke to Cody and I, but he also spoke to those that were there in attendance and said, "Let these two live their life.
That's it.
Let these
Let
two
them figure it out.
Let them figure it out. Don't come running every time." He did something wrong, and now she's crying. Don't come running every time she did something wrong, and now he's complaining. Let them figure it out.
Absolutely.
Let them figure it out. Go. That's why we got the Purposeful Life marriage coaching. You can go to a third party, and mom and daddy can just stay aside anyway.
That's right. We'll help you figure it out.
Exactly. Y'all, I had so much fun with y'all today.
Yes.
Again, I want to thank
Najee.
Najee for coming into the building with us and joining us on the Ty and Cody
Thank
on
you for
Purpose
being
show.
with us.
Thank you for being
Thank you
with
for
us.
having me.
Yes. Thank y'all for the hearts and for the likes and for sharing the video. It's not too late for y'all to share the video. It is not too late for y'all to tell people about the Ty and Cody on Purpose show, as we are here each and every Monday from 8 to 9 p.m. on WBNDradio.com, as well as on Facebook Live. So share the video, hit us up. Matter of fact, you can even go rewatch it on the flash. You can even rewatch it on YouTube or listen to it on iTunes, y'all. That's how we are doing it these days. Go out there and listen on YouTube, or watch us on YouTube. Download the WBND radio app, and don't forget to join the Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching Text Club, y'all. We appreciate it. We appreciate you all for joining us each and every Monday from 8 to 9. I'm about to go watch the game. We love you. Go Steph Curry. Go Warriors.
Live purposefully.
Love purposefully. Ty and Cody on Purpose.
Peace.
Love you guys.
You're listening to the #1 internet radio
Facebook family.
You guys rock tonight.
Another
Thank
show.
you very much.
Thanks, Jay, for calling in. Thanks, Trina, for your comments about Jay along the way. Definitely can't forget about my mother who's sitting next to me. We appreciate her for coming in and joining in the conversation. I know a lot of times she listens and watches online, but she had a chance to be in the building with us today as she's in town.
And we
from
love
Florida.
her for it.
So we love you, Najee. Thanks for joining us and making our show even more special today. Always a shout out to Mr. Entertainment for doing his thing. We will see you all next Monday from 8 to 9 p.m. right here on Ty and Cody on Purpose on WBND and Facebook Live. Hit us up. We'll see you later. Peace.
Peace out, folks.
Are you cooking tonight? Yes, if we're not going out tonight now. How was your day?
Fine. How was your day?
Fine.
Do you want to go to a movie?
I'm good.
Does this look like your marriage? Does your marriage feel strained?
Do you feel like your marriage is slipping away? Is your communication not effective?
Reboot your marriage with the Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching, where we're here to help guide and give you the tools you need to make your marriage healthy and successful.
Visit us at aplmcoaching.com.
Or you may contact us via email at coach@aplmcoaching.com or give us a call at 888-466-6104. Live purposefully.
Love purposefully.
Because your marriage matters.
Are you cooking tonight? Yes, if we're not going out tonight now. How was your day?
Fine. How was your day?